Hey guys, Shu here. So let's talk about how to deal with frustration. Ever been frustrated? Yeah, like every day, right? Isn't that reality of life? There's always something that just like, oh, can't deal with this. Could be something in the news, something at home, something at work, I don't know, something at church. It happens, right? It happens. So when you are frustrated, here's my one simple tip, and I'm sure I'm going to share more things after that because when I say three, it ends up being four or five, right? I can't count. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I can't count. But honestly, more seriously here, the one when you are in the moment, when you feel frustrated, give yourself a break. Yes, give yourself a break. Not just, saying that, oh, I'm going to give myself a break in a way like you cut yourself some slacks, which is good, but actually give yourself a real break. Like walk away from what it is that's frustrating you. Because in the moment when you're frustrated, it's almost like your brain is like hijacked, with like, oh, like, it's almost like you're going, let's say, you're going, I don't know, 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, on the road. And then you are literally like, you see like there's a cat star crossing the road. What happened? Like you clearly, push on your brakes as far as hard as you can. And it's like, maybe you get that screeching sound just because like literally you come to a halt. And when you're frustrated, it's that's what happens inside your brain. It's like, you were going your merry way and you say everything was going fine, and then like, oh, I need to stop because something is not going the way expected, right? That it seems like something is blocking the flow of life. That's what happens when you get frustrated. Mentally, emotionally, it's like there's this blockage. So in that moment, instead of trying to, if a cat is crossing the road, you're not going to keep driving, right? You're going to stop and let the cat pass and then you go. So when you are in that moment of frustration, the best thing to do in that moment is to give yourself a tangible, physical, realistic break. Rather, if you can walk away from it, even go to his next room, go, outside, go do, literally walk away from the situation, even for 2 minutes, if that's all you can do, it's it's good because it literally forces your brain to reset itself. Yeah, it really forces your brain to reset itself. And in order for you to think clearly, you need to reset your brain to a healthier state, a calmer state, so that all the neurons in your brain start firing again, and then you can figure out, a solution to take care of this. You can't brainstorm when you're so frustrated. The juices don't flow easily, right? Because again, there's blockage. So you need to walk away, give yourself a break, a mental break. So if you're in a situation where you're frustrated and you cannot physically remove yourself, it's okay in that moment to even just close your eyes if you can for 1 second, even no, maybe to more than 10 seconds, no more like 10 seconds. Take a deep breath. All of those things forces your brain to reset, forces your blood, and deep breathing forces you to literally slow down your entire, system, your entire, body, brain, all the organs in your body, your lungs, everything literally slow down to help you to reset yourself, and you can then think more clearly and figure out a solution. And then sometimes too, we get frustrated because we're trying to control everything. Just being honest, right? Just being honest. So some frustration are self-imposed. Not everything has to be our problem. Not everything is your circus, right? So be mindful of what it is that you are being frustrated about. Is this your problem? Is it your issue? Is it something that you need to carry or something you need to let go of? Life is hard as it is. Life is frustrating as it is. Don't add any more frustration by trying to carry loads that are not yours to carry. Right? But always remember you cannot make a good healthy decision when your brain is hijacked. So give yourself permission for a reset. And when you're taking that time to reset, if you can walk away, whether it's even just saying a prayer, deep breath, say a prayer, or try to focus on something else for even just a few minutes. And the very funny thing for those of us who are, who are math challenged, it took in that moment when you're frustrated, start counting backwards from 100. And you'll be like, shoot, really? Yes, it's a brain break. It literally resets your brain. And if you're good with numbers, then maybe try spelling. I don't know, some big words or spelling words backwards. Or try to draw or even doodle something on paper. Your brain needs a break when you encounter a moment of frustration. Don't make this any, especially no, don't make any important decision when you're frustrated. Frustration is part of life, but how you deal with it is what matters. So I want to hear from you as usual. Share with us what are some things that really get under your skin. What are some things that you tend to get frustrated about, and how are you dealing with it? As always, when you share, you inspire someone else. When you share, we all learn. And I love keeping this a two-way communication because I learned from you as well. So these are the few tips that I share. I want to hear from you. How are you dealing with frustration, and what have you learned from it? What have you learned from that process of dealing with frustration? All right, guys. Talk to you later.